Marc Guehi collapsed on the pitch during a close training match against Panama, and Thomas Tuchel is hiding what really happened. It wasn't a routine knock. It wasn't fatigue. It wasn't precautionary. This is serious. Nothing like this has ever been seen days before a World Cup opener. And there's a detail the FA still hasn't confirmed publicly. Sources close to the England camp say Panama's coaching staff were ordered to delete all footage from their devices the moment the session ended. And the worst hasn't even come to light yet. Over the next few minutes, you'll understand exactly what happened and why this changes everything for England at the World Cup. Because when your starting centre-back goes down without contact and gets carried off on a stretcher days before the biggest tournament in 4 years, it's not just any problem. This isn't a twisted ankle in a friendly or a precautionary rest. Marc Guehi is the defensive anchor Thomas Tuchel has built his entire system around. He's the Crystal Palace captain who earned the armband before turning 25. And now the England camp has gone silent. No updates, no clarity, just vague statements about routine assessments while the dressing room splits down the middle and fans demand answers. And the behind the scenes of this is worse than it looks. It all started 68 minutes into the training match at the England camp in the southern United States. England defending a corner, Marc Guehi positioning himself at the near post, exactly where he always is. John Stones glancing over from the far side, then suddenly breaking position. Stones gesturing urgently toward the bench, both arms raised. Dean Henderson stepping forward from his line, waving overhead, shouting something nobody could make out at first. That's when Marc Guehi dropped to one knee, hand flat on the turf, steadying himself. Then he sank sideways. No contact, no challenge, just down. The whistle. Silence across the pitch. Thomas Tuchel sprinting from the technical area faster than anyone had seen him move all week. The medics with the stretcher. Guehi's eyes reportedly open but unfocused, staring past the faces leaning over him. The England squad gathering in a tight circle, blocking sightlines, blocking cameras. Tuchel turning away, hand over his mouth. The session abandoned 15 minutes later. Nobody saw it coming. But this didn't come out of nowhere. According to sources close to the squad, Marc Guehi had been managing a minor issue throughout the final weeks of the Premier League season. He finished every match for Crystal Palace, played the full 90 each time, but insiders claim the FA medical team flagged him for additional monitoring during pre-tournament screening. They cleared him for full participation. Tuchel publicly praised Guehi's importance to the defensive structure just days before the incident, building expectations that he would start the opener against the United States. And then, the silence. The FA released a brief statement describing routine medical protocols without naming Guehi. Tuchel deflected questions in his press conference, saying only that all players were being assessed according to standard procedures. But what's being said behind the scenes tells a completely different story. On one side, you have Thomas Tuchel and the FA medical department. They believe that public disclosure of medical details creates unnecessary panic and hands opponents tactical intelligence. Sources suggest they're convinced Marc Guehi's condition is manageable but requires discretion. They've allegedly been conducting additional testing using imaging equipment brought in overnight, results that haven't been shared even with senior squad members. On the other side, you have fans and squad members demanding transparency. They're arguing that the captain of a World Cup squad collapsing without contact demands immediate explanation. That hiding information erodes trust both within the camp and with supporters who have traveled across continents. John Stones has reportedly been pressing for clarity in private team meetings, asking directly what the medical team found and when the squad will know if Guehi can play. And in the middle, you have players who don't know which side to take. They trust the medical staff. But they also saw what happened. And hold on, because the most controversial detail I've saved for the end. The dressing room is split. Those who witnessed the incident firsthand are genuinely concerned. John Stones was the first to signal distress, and people close to him say he's been asking questions Tuchel doesn't want to answer. Dean Henderson was positioned closest to Marc Guehi when he went down, allegedly heard shouting for medics before the official stoppage. Others in the squad believe the medical team has it under control, that this is standard tournament protocol and the noise is overblown. The coaching staff is maintaining the official line. All assessments are precautionary. But sources claim they've been adjusting tactical sessions to test Ezri Konsa in Guehi's role, running defensive drills with Konsa stepping into the starting position alongside John Stones. Ezri Konsa is the hidden beneficiary here. If Marc Guehi can't be cleared, Konsa moves from backup to starter overnight. The FA released that brief statement and then went silent. No follow-up, no timeline, just routine medical protocols. Social media exploded within hours, fans demanding transparency, others defending Tuchel's right to medical privacy. Hashtags trending across platforms. The press is digging for eyewitness accounts, with several journalists reportedly in contact with Panama staff members who were present but bound by non-disclosure. And there's a detail almost nobody noticed. According to information going around, Marc Guehi was not the only player to show signs of distress during the Panama session. Sources claim at least one other squad member received intravenous fluids afterward, raising questions about environmental factors or training load in the heat of the southern United States. But what comes next is what changes everything for England. If Marc Guehi cannot be cleared in time, Ezri Konsa or Jarell Quansah steps into the starting role, fundamentally altering England's defensive partnerships ahead of the opener. Thomas Tuchel faces the deadline of FIFA's final squad confirmation window, after which replacements become nearly impossible. England's entire tactical setup has been built around Guehi's ability to step forward with the ball and break lines. His absence forces a more conservative approach, deeper defending, less build-up play from the back. And the clock is ticking. The opener looms within days. Every hour without clarity is an hour of preparation lost. Now, Thomas Tuchel is caught between two bad decisions. If he discloses the full medical picture now, he risks creating a media storm that destabilizes camp morale and potentially exposes Marc Guehi to pressure the player is not ready to handle. But if he continues withholding information and Guehi's condition worsens or leaks through other channels, Tuchel faces accusations of endangering a player's welfare and lying to the public on the eve of England's biggest tournament in years. This is the moment that could define Thomas Tuchel's tenure before the World Cup even begins. Marc Guehi collapsing without contact, the FA scrambling to control the narrative, and the England squad heading into their opener without knowing if their defensive anchor will be on the pitch. You, as a fan, know what this means. England's World Cup hopes hanging on medical reports no one is allowed to see. And look, this is far from over. This is the information going around so far. Over the next few hours, new details should drip out, and they could turn this whole story upside down. Allegedly, a leaked list of Marc Guehi's medical history is rumored to be circulating among certain journalists. If that surfaces, everything changes again. Over to you. Should Thomas Tuchel and the FA be forced to disclose every medical detail about Marc Guehi's condition? Or does a manager have the right to protect his players and keep tactical advantages hidden from opponents? Write it down below. And if you don't want to find out about the next bombshell after everyone else, subscribe and turn on notifications now. Because when this fully blows up, you'll want to be the first to know, not the last.